Hey, Todd Burrier from toddburrier.com. Do you ever compare yourself to others? Right? You ever compare yourself to someone who's making more progress than you, who's on the stage, or is getting an award? I know that you probably do. I know I struggled with this a lot when I was early in my career. And it's really a slippery slope, isn't it? Because if you think about it, you could compare yourself to people you're doing better than, or you could compare yourself to people that you're not doing as good at in your own eyes, right? And neither one of those is healthy for you, but they're both slippery slopes, right? If you compare yourself to people that aren't doing as well as you are, then that gives you false pride, right? It gives you this feeling that you are better than them. And are you better than anyone? No, right? Everybody is on equal footing, right? Nobody's better than anybody else. We're all human beings trying to make our way in life. And of course, if you compare yourself to people that you perceive are doing better than you, man, that makes you feel awful, right? It makes you look in the mirror and go, what's wrong with me? How come things aren't happening for me? They're happening for them. I'm working hard. You see what I'm saying? Either direction is not good. So if you think about, in reality, it doesn't make sense to compare to someone else, right? Because first of all, when you compare yourself to someone else, what you're saying is, I wish I was like that person. So you're romanticizing what it's like to be that person. You have no idea, right? You're just seeing what you see. I mean, one thing is for certain. People that have succeeded and built to a higher level and have built a big business, they don't look anything like what they've been through, right? They just don't, right? So you don't know, right? You don't know what they've gone through. You don't know their struggles. You don't know their story. Oftentimes, one of the biggest, I'll call it a crime, one of the biggest crimes in the network marketing industry is often you don't get the whole story, right? Especially, if someone has moved from one company to another, it looks like they're meteoric success, and you're like, how's that happening? What are they doing? Well, what you don't know is that they spent years cultivating that situation, and then they just moved everything into a different space. But you don't get that backstory. You get they got the X dollars a month in 3 months or 5 months, or you get this ridiculous story that makes you feel bad when it's actually not the whole truth, right? So taking that aside, just in general, you don't know someone's story, right? You don't know, you're not in their shoes. You don't know what they've experienced. You don't know what sacrifices they made. You don't know their emotional issues. You don't know how much time they've actually worked at it. Truthfully, you don't know their family situation. You don't know their DNA, right? You don't know what level of credibility they had to start with. You don't know what their personal issues are. You don't know what their actual gifting is, right? There's so much you don't know. How could you possibly compare yourself? Because no one is exactly like you, and no one is exactly like this person that you might be comparing yourself to. Do you see how it can make no sense at all? So the bottom line is, never compare yourself to someone else. That doesn't mean you don't look at people and see certain attributes or certain things that they're doing. It doesn't mean you don't study people who are succeeding and try to find nuggets. But don't compare yourself to that person, because you're not that person. You're you. You're unique. You have your own sets of skills, talents, and abilities. And trust me, there are a lot of people looking at you saying, I wish I was like you. And that's wrong for them. And I don't care how awesome you are. That's just wrong for them, right? They have to be themselves. Your path is your path, right? So if you want to compare yourself to something, and this is a way to do it, compare yourself to yourself. Yesterday, last week, last year, right? Compare yourself to where you're coming from. Look at where you've come from. Too often we lament how far away it is where we're trying to go and forget that we've made some progress already. No, look at how far you've come. Don't look at how far you got to go. You're going to go step by step. But don't compare yourself to anyone else in this journey. Compare yourself to yourself and focus on getting better every day. All right? I hope that was helpful for you. If you have not gotten my 27 scripts that help you consistently sponsor, make sure you head over to toddburrier.com and check that out. This little nugget today came from module 3 of the amazing program, and I'm saying it's amazing because it is, the MLM Ignite program. that I co-authored with Dave Marshall. I mean, he's got some unbelievable internet-based stuff on it, and I do the people stuff for the networking. It's tremendous training. So when you're at toddburry.com, check that out. And if you need some coaching, you really need a little bit of coaching, I do that. So, go to the work with me section and send me a message, and we can talk about it. And feel free to share this message. This is the kind of message that the people in your team need. They need to know they shouldn't be comparing themselves even with you, right? If you're rocking and crushing it and rolling, that's going to make them feel bad. And you don't want people to feel bad. You want people to feel inspired. And so the comparison is a slippery slope, and you want to make sure people aren't doing that. So hope this was helpful for you.